Glory, glory, Man United. Yes, yes, yes. Man United escaped from a defeat this week or yesterday, either way you want to call it. I'm not even surprised, because Ten Hag is looking like a fraud now. But I am here to show you the tactics and formation they use. So it's pretty easy. Yeah, they use the 4-2-3-1 wide, if I may say. 4-2-3-1 wide. That's basically the formation they use. Yes, 4-2-3-1 wide. So Martial up front, Rashford on the side. Yeah, Bruno Fernandes playing the CM role, Eriksen and Casemiro in the midfield. Anthony was on the right wing, and then we have Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Martinez, and Dalot as the four backs. Either way, they didn't really play four backs, or they play four backs. They play four backs actually. So these are the people that started. Onana is not here actually. That's why I can't use him. This is a very, very good formation. I want to show you how they really moved into match. So you can see it here. Rashford is always interchanging with Martial, so like you can see Martial is always going to the left or up forward, Rashford is always going up forward or to the right, so they are always interchanging rather. Anthony on the other hand was cutting in and going up as well. So yeah, basically that's how the front three played, and Bruno Fernandes had the free roam in the team. You can see all the arrows facing each direction of the field. Eriksen also almost had the free roam, but he wasn't really what's the word I should use? He wasn't really capable to fall back like that, like Bruno. Bruno's work rate was just insane. Casemiro, on the other hand, was going he was going side to side and coming down, because if he leaves that midfield, we are finished. You can see it in the first goal that ODINY'S scored. It was crazy, like he wasn't even there. It was Rashford and Anthony. Imagine, to show you that we are really playing a very, very high line in that game. That's crazy. But yeah, Dalot and Wan-Bissaka, we are doing the same job, going up forward, coming into the midfield as well, and going back down. They are falling back, and then Martinez and Varane, they are doing moving side to side, their normal movement as a CB. But not in mind, like Martinez is the ball playing defender, obviously. So like he was even going to the midfield actually. If Bruno leaves there or Eriksen goes there, he enters into the midfield to play, because he can really play the midfield or like a CDM role kind of thing, So yes, the formation is 4-2-3-1 wide, and this is how they really played. So you can see the ball here. Onana is with the ball. You can see the movement. Casemiro and Eriksen. Bruno falls really deep. Ball goes to Martinez. Like I said, he's a ball playing defender. Gives it to De Bruyne. Gives it to Bruno Fernandes. Now he has two options. Bruno can either give it to Rashford or Anthony. You can see the run of Martinez there. If he gives it to Rashford gives it to Eriksen. This was how they played. I think this is how they even scored the goal. And if he gives it to Anthony, he gives it back to Bruno Fernandes. Most times he gives it back to Bruno Fernandes, and Bruno Fernandes couldn't really take the shot or convert it to a goal, but most times he gives it and he enters the goal. And because of how Onana is really good in distributing balls, gives it to Dalot or Wan-Bissaka, goes from Dalot, Dalot gives it to Eriksen gives it to Martial. Most times he couldn't find Martial, but that was the game plan actually. And if Wan-Bissaka gives it to Bruno Fernandes gives it back to him, and he falls back to and he gives it back to Anthony. Anthony has two options here. He can call or he can cross it into Rashford's head or Eriksen, or Martial, but most times Anthony was calling the ball into the post, which he was really unlucky yesterday. He should have scored actually. You can actually see when they are defending too, how they fall back. It's really easy. Wan-Bissaka and Dalot really come back really fast. Rashford supports Fernandes and Casemiro, because he has the pace and he has the strength as well. Martial, Anthony and Eriksen, they are always up front, so that's just the interchange they always do. And when they have the counter attack, if Eriksen gets the ball, it's done, because if he gives it to Martial, it's finished, or Anthony, maybe not Anthony, but if he gives it to Martial, it's finished. And then this is the tactics, the press after possession loss. Now I put the tactics into 90, because the width was really wide, and their defensive width was wide as well. Their depth too for the defense was high, so you could see ODINY'S goal, like nobody was there. Everybody was so high. Even Varane was so high. He was like at the midfield line, so it was really high. Offense play, they are mostly using long balls. Sometimes actually, but it was more like a direct passing kind of thing you get. So it was short ball to the direct pass, finding opening space and trying to score, because we are really deep, like 2-0 down in first half. It wasn't even up to 5 minutes. Obviously the width for the chances creation too was wide, and players in the box were like 4 for chances creation as well. Casemiro joining in there, because it was mainly Rashford, Martial and Eriksen or Bruno Fernandes, but Bruno Fernandes is mainly taking the free kicks, so Casemiro joins in there. And we also see the corners as well, Bruno Fernandes taking it. 3 players in the box as well, Casemiro is part of them. And then free kicks as well, you can see how we scored our own. Rashford was outside the box, Casemiro, Martial, the defenders as well, Martinez and Varane. Obviously that was a very good free kick for Man United. On to the instructions now. You can see Martial was not like a target man, he was not staying central, it was more like a mixed attack. So Rashford was the one, he was staying wide but getting in behind, because he always interchanged with Martial, and when he gets in behind, it's more like a 4-4-2 kind of formation. Yeah, if you watch the match you understand what I'm saying. It's more like a 4-4-2 kind of formation. Bruno Fernandes had a free roam here, you can see it here, I gave him a free roam, and then he was doing his normal interceptions. Anthony, on the other hand, was the one coming short and staying wide, so he was doing like a normal wing kind of thing, but he wasn't really effective like that. He had a very good game, but it wasn't really effective. Even Rashford was so lucky in the match. Casemiro, on the other hand, Casemiro was a balanced attack. I won't say he was dropping between defenders or staying back, because he was attacking sometimes and he was defending basically almost all the time. So he was covering the center and sticking to his position as well. Same thing with Eriksen. Eriksen was covering the center, sticking to his position. It was a balanced attack, although he always goes front frequently. Leaving Casemiro there to do all the job. I don't know how they want him to do that, but that was just insane. Dalot, on the other hand, Dalot was joining the attack and he was overlapping. He wasn't stepping up. He doesn't know how to step up like Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka, on the other hand, was the one stepping up and in the defense. So he was stepping up, he was joining the attack also, and he was also overlapping. Varane and Martinez are doing their normal defensive duties, but Martinez now was joining the attack and he was stepping up, because that's what he knows how to do. Varane was covering up for him, because most times if he misses the ball, Varane uses his space to cover up, and that is how Man United played.